Do you feel like you never have good opportunities to meet girls, and even when you do, you don't capitalize? Well, today, we gon' fix that. What up, homie? My name's Dave, and I put out new videos every single week to help you get the girls you want and get the lifestyle you dream about. Now, meeting women during your day shouldn't be hard. Matter of fact, it should be a common thing that happens in your day-to-day, and if it's not, it means you probably need to make some sort of change. What's great about meeting girls during the day is that you can weave these opportunities into your everyday life, like your lunch break, just going for a walk, things like that. You also meet different types of girls than maybe you'll meet at a bar or club. And you also can't close down the outside like you might be able to close down a bar or club. Even during full lockdowns, there are still gonna be people out and about walking around. If you know how to meet girls during the day, you're always gonna have opportunities, and that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. I'm gonna give you 5 easy steps you can take right now to start meeting more girls during the day. Let's get into it.
It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
If you're not going to the right places, you're probably not gonna meet too many women. And I've talked to a lot of guys who since COVID have mostly been sitting in their houses, playing video games, and basically only going to work and maybe the gym, and that's pretty much the only time they leave their house. You need to give yourself more opportunities than that, bro. So some great places you can meet women throughout your day-to-day life are places like the gym, the grocery store, parks, and even malls and shopping streets. What's great about every one of these places is you can easily weave them into your day-to-day life. Like maybe, you can go to the grocery store instead of just going one time, grab half the stuff and go twice a week. And boom, you have one more opportunity. Maybe instead of eating lunch from your desk, you can eat lunch from the park and go around, take a quick walk around. And maybe instead of going to the gym at like 5 a.m., you can go at a time that's a little bit higher traffic where you might run into some more girls. But not so high traffic that you get annoyed because you can't get the squat rack. The big key when you go through these places is you need to be aware. Be aware of the opportunities around you. Now, you're not necessarily scanning the environment like the Terminator, but you're just aware when there's hot girls around. And if you see one, you're not sitting there waiting 30 minutes to go up and talk to her. You're doing it within a few minutes, at least going up and saying hello. So yeah, if you start weaving these places into your daily schedule or your weekly schedule, and you become more aware while you're at these places, you're naturally gonna come across a lot of opportunities to meet girls every single week. And just that alone is gonna make you feel a little bit more abundant. Because if it doesn't work with that girl, maybe you'll meet another girl tomorrow at the grocery store. It's not a big deal.
Feel like I'm at the tippy top of my game, looking down at the rafters. I had to sun these boys, can't leave them bastards. A lot of dudes, just some undercover actors.
Now you might be thinking, all right, once I'm at the right places and I'm aware, what do I do next? How do I actually go up and start the conversation? Well, there's really 2 main ways that I like to go about it. Number 1 is just more direct, where you say, hey, I know this is random, but I thought you were cute and I wanted to say hi. This is great, for example, if you meet a girl on the sidewalk, there's no context, and you really just have no time to think about it. You gotta just stop, say what's up, and see what happens. The other way I like to do it is situational. And if you're in a lot of these places, like we talked about, the grocery store, the gym, the park, there's a lot of situational opportunities to open things up. So let's say you're at the grocery store, you're in the cereal aisle with the girl, and she's looking at the cereal. You can say, hey, you can't go wrong with Cookie Crisp. Or maybe she's listening to her headphones at the park. You can go up and say, hey, I see you over here jamming out to some music. I'm looking for some good hits for my playlist. Or even if you're at the gym, you can say, hey, looks like you're killing it with all these leg workouts. I've been trying to weave more into my routine. Do you have any recommendations? There's a lot of simple situational things you can pull out of most environments. Starting the conversation isn't really that hard. What I will say though is to make sure that you do go up and start some sort of conversation, even if you're just saying, hey, what's up? Because at that point, you're going to build the muscle of approaching girls. And that's also gonna build the muscle of getting out of your comfort zone, which is key to your growth and getting better with your conversation.
I got a girl that compliments my fly, and when it goes down, I know she gon' ride. I finally got somebody I can call my one time for the one time.
Now, unless you've been living under a rock, You probably heard that my brand new book, The Lifestyle Blueprint, just launched on Amazon. In it, I talk about building an awesome social circle, growing your wealth, and adapting really strong positive mindsets that are gonna help you to build a high value lifestyle. I also put a big focus on dating in the book because you can't have a high value lifestyle if you don't have abundance with women. So I talk a lot about how to meet girls during the day, and I even give you exact conversation scripts that you can build off of so that it makes it easy to go up, say what's up, and build that conversation. That way you can consistently meet girls not just during the day, but also online and at night. And you can fill your week with dates and experience some abundance with women. So you're not making dating decisions out of scarcity like most guys do, but making those decisions out of abundance, building more chemistry with girls, and hanging out with the girls that actually excite you instead of settling for the ones that you probably won't even write home about. That's why I'm so pumped to get this book to you. It really is going to change the game and completely shift your mindset in terms of how you think about dating and even how you think about life in the world. And here's the good news. Until Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, you can get the Lifestyle Blueprint for just 99 cents on Amazon. I'm practically giving it away. That's right, I'm giving you the tools and the complete blueprint you need to completely change not just your dating life, but your life overall for less than the price of a Diet Coke. If you want to take advantage, just click that first link in the description to grab your copy of the Lifestyle Blueprint before time runs out. I promise you're gonna love it. Again, hit that first link in the description if you want to start building an awesome lifestyle for yourself.
I don't mind if you don't listen that much, but some of y'all don't listen at all. The same shit they be pushing your buttons. Got a grown man having withdrawals.
Now, what do you do after you start a conversation with the girl during the day? Well, you need to bridge the conversation. You can't just sit there and introduce yourself and be silent. That's gonna be awkward. Now, there's two things I like to do to bridge the conversation. The first is to ask, what are you up to? This is great because it tells you how much time she has to talk, if any, and gives you some options for what to do moving forward. So if she has a lot of time to talk, then you know, all right, you have a few minutes to keep this conversation going and lead it somewhere. If she seems like she's in a rush, maybe she's on her way to work or something, then you know you're pretty much gonna close this thing down in a minute and go for the close, which we'll talk about in number 5. So yeah, asking the what are you up to question gives you some important information to work with. Then after that, what I like to do is to make an assumption about where she's from. Why I love this so much is because it really is easy pickings. So if you meet a girl in New York, you could say, you're not from the Northeast, are you? Or you're totally a New York girl, aren't you? If she is a New York girl, she's gonna be like, oh my God, how did you know? And if she's not, she's gonna say where she's actually from and ask why you thought that. Either way, it's gonna be a little bit more fun and flirty than just continuing on a boring conversation. And the reason I call it a bridge is because it allows you to bridge from an introduction to actually having a real conversation that can lead somewhere.
What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love? What do we do to love?
Okay, so once you've done all this, the next step is to close the conversation. Now, there's a few different ways you can do this. So if she has a bunch of time to talk, let's say she's sitting in the park, she's not doing anything, and y'all are vibing pretty hard, you can go for the close by inviting her to do something right then and there. So maybe you can say, hey, actually, I'm gonna go get some ice cream. I'm gonna go grab a coffee. You wanna come with? And in that case, you're closing for like an instant date. Y'all are going from the park to go hang out in a separate place immediately, and that's basically like a date right then and there. If she doesn't have a lot of time, which is usually gonna be the case, or maybe even the vibe isn't quite there just yet, then what you want to do instead is close by going for the phone number. So you could just say something like, hey, you know what, I gotta run, but you seem like fun. Do you want to hang out sometime? And if and when she says yes, that's when you say, cool, give me your number and we'll work it out over text. If she says no, or oh, thank you, but I have a boyfriend, just say, cool, take it as a compliment, no worries. And keep in mind, whether she says yes or no, you're building the muscle of closing conversations with girls. A lot of guys will just go up, say hi, and then just be too much of a bitch to actually go for the number and see if the girl wants to hang out with them again. It's better to just go for the close like a reflex because you never know what can happen. And that's true even if it's a short, like 15, 20, 30-second conversation. I've had plenty of times where I've had a 30-second conversation and then ended up having a great date with a girl. And then I've also had times where I've had a 25-minute conversation and getting flaked on. The point is, again, you don't know what's gonna happen, so you might as well just close the deal and see what happens. Give yourself the possibility. Now, of course, guys, remember I cover all of this in depth, from online to meeting girls during the day and at night. I have a whole section in the Lifestyle Blueprint on it that's well over 100 pages. So again, just the first link in the description to grab your copy, and I will see you on the inside. Peace out.